Hey guys, welcome to JR's Junk Drawer. I'm JR, this is Boots, and this is over here is Dukina. Here you go, girl. Here's some food. Hope you guys are doing well. I'm feeling really great about today's painting. Today's art project is going to be an ongoing one, as my dad has asked me to provide the artwork for a series of storybooks he wants to write. I think it's a great idea, and I'm eager to get started. That means we're going to need to read through the story one piece at a time, along the way mentally picturing what comes to mind. Along with this being a storybook, in advance I've taken the time to start learning a new art technique, a new art style. Leaning more towards like a cartooning style than my typical semi-realism anime kind of style. This artwork has been left up to my interpretation. So we're going to be starting the sketches in Procreate, the art program we've been using for most of my paintings at this point. But I do have something different planned for later in this project that will require learning a new program, or at least new to me. But before we can get to that, we need to tackle the sketches we have lined up for us today. So I guess let's go ahead and jump in and see where this project takes us. We're going to be figuring this out as we go, so there'll be a little bit of trial and error, but I'm sure we'll figure it out. Let's get started. The first verse of the story reads, "Clyde was a happy boy. He laughed with his mom every day. The jokes she told made him chuckle and grin, and then Clyde would run out and play." I see the scene as Clyde and his mother at the breakfast table with an empty plate, which presumably had some toast on it that's now done. The two of them laughing over something inconsequential, cheeks pressed together affectionately. These smiles should feel genuine and full of energy. This painting will serve as the reader's introduction to these characters, and it needs to push the emotion of the scene, because the emotion will be what connects to the audience and drives the story forward. To really emphasize this, there are a few key features that play into any emotion. The shape, direction, and height of each eyebrow play a pivotal role in showing the context of the expression. While the mouth and eyes clearly say that Clyde is laughing, it's the eyebrows that show intent. If we swap those out, we can drastically emote different results, ranging from aggressive to joyful. Honestly, the complexity of eyebrow shapes is more than I can go over in 30 seconds, so instead I'll focus on the emotion we're using for this particular drawing. By having one eyebrow tucked down and the other raised up, with the context of the rest of the face, we can show Clyde's emotion as wholeheartedly laughing, while slightly shying away from the close contact, this being reinforced by the body language. But as much as the primary elements of the face play a significant role in defining an emotion, don't overlook the importance of the small details either. The crinkling of the nose, the creases around the eyes and mouth, show the intensity of the emotion as the muscles push and pull the skin, gathering in some areas while stretching in some others. For the second sketch, I want to focus on the line, "and then Clyde would run out and play." Pretty straightforward. We need to have Clyde running out the front door, putting in small accent lines to show that he's moving with some significant speed, and while my first attempt at the emotion looks energetic, it's too aggressive for the context. So no problem, quick change to the eyebrow should also be able to fix most of this. Instead of having them cut inwards and down, we'll make them rise up and kind of bow over. Drawing the eyebrows this way should keep the same level of energy, but make Clyde feel more friendly and approachable to the audience. Okay, with these first two sketches, we've built up a good design for Clyde, like something we can repeat now. And I think we're ready to move on to the third scene. Clyde would play with his friends who live to his east and his west. First impression thoughts was to have a zoomed out shot of Clyde in front of the houses, in front of the three houses, but 2020 hindsight, that initial concept was flawed. By zooming out, I had made Clyde a secondary character to the world around him. But this story isn't about the houses, it's Clyde and his mom's toast. So I threw the idea out, to instead start over and have Clyde take the forefront in a close-up of him and his friends, with like one of the houses in the background. Filling in the design, I realized that having Clyde's face at a downward angle was giving him a rather sinister appearance, so I made fixing that a priority of the refinement sketch. I do need to keep his emotions in line with the story and scene that's being told. He should have more of a joyful and adventurous expression. More of an upward angle I think would work better. In fact, I settled on the whole scene having an upward angle. I like the concept we have so far. So now is a good time to lower the opacity of the sketch to start drawing in the final pass. That means we're going to need to work on finalizing all the refinements. Take a peek through some emotion references to make sure I've got the proper emphasis on the subtlety of the emotions I'm going for. And I've made mention of this before, references and examples are critical to a good learning process. When I don't know how to do something, I'll happily look up references until I feel like I've gained an understanding of what's in front of me. Only then can I adapt what I've learned for use with my own technique. Even for things I might be familiar with, a good reference can help remind you of something you may have overlooked. Progressing around the page, you can see I've kept the rough sketch underneath still slightly visible. This way, not only can I see the rough placement of where things should go, I can also see where I might want to make changes. That's why when using this sketching method, each pass will progressively make the drawing better. Well, I think we're off to a really good start on this project. We still got a lot of sketches in front of us to work on, but we've made some solid progress today. Next episode, rather than diving straight into the next set of sketches, I think we'll jump into learning some Rebelle and get started bringing these first drawings to life with some color. But before we can get to that, there is one more thing I want to talk about before we wrap this episode up. Over the course of this series, I'm going to attempt to integrate something new into the design of future episodes. I want to start featuring more of your comments inside the episodes. Here's my thoughts. Any questions you might have about my painting process, or something you may want me to go over in more detail, post your comments below and I'll work to address those in future paintings as opportunities arise. Showing the comments and then directly answering them to the best of my abilities. But that is going to be all for today. If you enjoyed today's drawing, please consider leaving a like and subscribing. Until next episode, I'll be keeping my ear pinned to the comment section. Thank you all for joining me, and I hope to see you next time.